Welcome back. In this video, we'll learn about retrofit JSON converters. Retrofit JSON converters such as GSON and Mochi play a crucial role in the process of making HTTP requests and handling JSON responses in Android apps. The primary purpose of using such converters is the automatic serialization and deserialization. Let's learn about serialization and deserialization. Serialization: when sending data to a web API, you often need to convert complex data structures such as objects or lists into JSON format. JSON converters like GSON or Mochi automate this process, allowing you to pass native Kotlin or Java objects directly as request bodies. Retrofit will automatically convert these objects into JSON before sending these requests. Deserialization: when receiving JSON responses from the API, you need to parse the JSON data and convert it into usable objects in your application. JSON converters handle this process by mapping JSON data to corresponding Kotlin or Java objects, making it much simpler and less error-prone. To add the JSON retrofit converters, we'll go back to the square.github.io/retrofit and click on download, scroll up, and you can see these are the converters. I'll copy this dependency and let's go to the project build.gradle.kts, and here insert the implementation inside this parenthesis. And here I need to specify the exact version of Retrofit 2.9.0. Sync now, and congratulations, we added the JSON converter to our Retrofit library. Now we can use it here in the result model class. And why we need to use it? To serialize and deserialize objects. I'll start with the first object here. And by the way, I'm using integer as an object, not as a primitive data. And here I'll start with serialized name, annotation, and add expose. These annotations are from JSON library. These annotations are used to customize the serialization and deserialization of JSON data when working with JSON as the JSON converter. These annotations allow you to control the mapping between your Kotlin or Java objects and the JSON keys in the API response. The serialized name is a notation provided by JSON and Retrofit. It's used to specify the name of the JSON key and corresponds to a particular field or property in your Kotlin or Java class. This annotation is especially useful when the variable names in your class differ from the JSON key in the API response. It allows you to explicitly map class properties to JSON keys. By using @serialized_name, you can ensure that the JSON correctly associates with the JSON keys with the appropriate class property during deserialization. If you are using the exact name here of the field page exactly as in the response, as in the JSON response, so there is no need to use this annotation. But if you are using a field name different from that of the response, we can use it. So for example, page name or page number, this field is different from this field in the response. So for that, I'll map this field in the response to this field in the object class by using @serialized_name annotation. And here I need to specify the name of the field in the response exactly as the response. So page is similar to this in the response. Here I am mapping, I'm telling that page number field is corresponding to the page field in the response. If you name it as the field in the response, so there is no need to use @serialized_name annotation. But I prefer using @serialized_name annotation to ensure the correct mapping. The expose annotation is an annotation provided by JSON, but it is not used directly by Retrofit. It's used to specify which fields should be included or excluded when JSON serializes and deserializes objects. By default, JSON includes all fields in serialization and deserialization. However, when you annotate a field with @expose annotation, you control whether that field is included or excluded using JSON's JSON builder and exclude fields without expose annotation method. This annotation is often used for security or data privacy reasons to prevent certain fields from being included in JSON output or excluded from deserialization. In this example, I'm including this page in serialization or deserialization. So let's move to the other fields, and here I'll add the @serialized name, the total pages. Let's go to the response and I'll copy it. Here, the total pages, you can see it, and I'll copy and paste it because it's case sensitive. And total pages is different from total pages, so I should use the @serialized name annotation. Also, I'll use expose. Then the third field is @serialized name and the total results. I'll copy it, move to here, total results, @expose, and the last field is results. Copy it and @expose. So in this video, we learned about the converters and how these annotations work and why we use them. And we learned about serialization and deserialization.